Essay number 99, What You Need to Do to Heal Your Life from Anxiety. You're watching this at 3 a.m. again, aren't you? Heart racing, mind spinning, that familiar tightness in your chest that's become your constant companion. You've tried everything, meditation apps, breathing exercises, positive thinking, but here you are, still drowning in your own thoughts, still feeling like you're living your life from behind glass, watching everyone else actually live while you're just surviving. Let me tell you something that's going to change everything. Your anxiety isn't the problem. Your anxiety is the alarm system. It's your soul screaming that you're disconnected from the present moment, from other people, and most importantly, from yourself. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to reconnect. But first, you need to understand something. The opposite of addiction isn't sobriety, it's connection. The same is true for anxiety. You're not anxious because something's wrong with your brain. You're anxious because you've lost connection with your actual life. So let's start with the hardest truth you need to hear. You have to give yourself permission to want what you really want. I know what you're thinking, but what I want is shallow. What I want means I don't love myself enough. What I want is embarrassing. Bullshit. Whether it's a romantic partner, more money, recognition for your work, a better body, a different life, whatever it is, you need to see it and accept it. Stop pretending you're above wanting things. Stop pretending you're too evolved for desire. Your anxiety is partially your authentic self trying to break through all the layers of who you think you should be. Can't figure out what you want? Here's a trick. Look straight at your deepest fears. What's on the other side of them? That's what you want. Afraid of being alone? You want deep connection. Afraid of being poor? You want security and freedom. Afraid of being invisible? You want to matter. Your fears are just your desires in disguise. Now here's something that's going to sound wrong, but isn't. Be grateful for your discomfort. Happy people, they're complacent. They don't change, they don't grow. Your anxiety, your discomfort, it's the signal that you're on the edge of something new and better. But, and this is crucial, you have to take action. Your new best friends need to be structure and productivity, not a 100-point to-do list that makes you feel like a failure. Just knowing that you accomplished something, anything that contributes to your well-being each day. Made your bed? That counts. Sent one email? That counts. Went for a 5-minute walk? That counts. Because here's what nobody tells you about anxiety. Irrational anxiety is usually cured by doing very practical things. Those nonsensical worries that keep you up at night, they're usually exaggerated projections of real concerns you're not dealing with. Worried about dying alone? You're probably not nurturing your relationships. Anxious about money constantly? You're probably not looking at your bank account. Panic about your health? You're probably not taking care of your body. The anxiety isn't irrational. Your response to it is. You have to start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. I know you want to quit everything and move to Bali and start over. I know you want to wake up tomorrow as a different person. But that's not change. That's running away. Real change is evolution. It happens slowly with what you already have from where you already are. And you can't do it alone. Make a conscious effort to connect with the people already in your life, even if it's just one person, one real conversation, one honest moment of connection. This isn't weakness. It's literally how your nervous system regulates itself. We're pack animals. We need each other. Your anxiety is partially just your biology screaming for human connection. Here's a practical tool that will save your life. Get a notebook. Not a pretty journal you're afraid to mess up. A cheap notebook for junk journaling. When you feel twisted up inside, write down whatever comes out. Every gruesome, awful, self-hating, embarrassing thought. Don't edit, don't judge, just vomit it onto the page. Do this a few times and you'll be shocked at how much it releases. When you're in the middle of a panic attack, the only thing you should try to do is comfort yourself. You cannot think clearly in that state. You shouldn't make decisions or assumptions about your life. Figure out what soothes you, a hot shower, calling a friend, watching comedy, whatever, and get yourself out of that energy before you do anything else. You need to learn to live in the present moment. even if that seems boring or terrifying. Anxiety is the warning sign that you're too much in the past or future. You're so busy time traveling that you're missing your actual life. And about those things holding you back from what you want, you need to take action on them. As Cheryl Strayed said, real change happens on the level of the gesture. It's one person doing one thing differently than they did before. One conversation, one decision, one small step. That's where transformation lives. Read. If you think you don't like reading, you just haven't found the right books. Read articles about people dealing with the same fears. Read about things that scare and fascinate you. What you read now will shape who you become for decades. Your anxiety is partially just your mind starving for new perspectives. Here's the thing that will set you free. You can change how you feel. It's as simple as, I want to feel differently about this, so I'm going to focus on a different aspect of it. That breakup, you can focus on the freedom instead of the loss. That job rejection, you can focus on the redirection instead of the failure. If you believe you can't choose how you feel or what you think, you're condemning yourself to an extremely hard life. These aren't mystical powers, they're basic mental skills that you can develop. But let me be clear, you will always have anxiety. You will always feel fear. If you give a damn about your life, if you're paying any attention to what's happening in the world, you know there's a lot to be anxious about. The goal isn't to eliminate these feelings. The goal is to strengthen the mental muscle that allows you to choose happiness in spite of them. For some people, this will be a simple shift in perspective. For others, it will be years of medication and therapy and more work than they've ever put into anything. It's the fight of our lives and the thing we most owe ourselves. If you're going to pick one battle, pick this one. Remember, the problem is never the problem. The problem is how you think about the problem. Your anxiety is your internal guidance system sounding off because something needs attention. This doesn't mean you're broken. It means you know deep down that there's a better way to live. You need to choose love, even when it scares you, especially when it scares you. Your fear about something is usually proportionate to how much you care about it. The relationship that terrifies you, that's because it matters. The dream that makes you anxious, that's because it's real. Learn to express pain when you feel it, not in destructive ways, but clearly, honestly, directly. This hurts. I'm struggling. I need help. The pain you don't express becomes the anxiety you can't escape. You have to unravel the emotional toxicity built up inside you. That ex who hurt you, if you don't process that pain, you'll project it onto everyone new. That childhood wound, it's directing your adult choices. The unraveling means seeing it, feeling it, accepting it. Life is sometimes brutal and unfair. As Oscar Wilde said, we are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. Separate what you actually feel from what you think it means. When you're anxious, what do you actually feel in your body? Probably just some tension, some discomfort. The rest of your panic is the story you're telling about that sensation. Don't trust all your feelings. Half of them come from irrational thoughts, past trauma, old programming. If you blindly follow every feeling, you'll be thrown around constantly. Learn which feelings are guidance and which are just noise. Finally, use the most powerful tool of all, future self-work. Imagine yourself at 75. What will you regret not doing? Imagine yourself in 3 years. Will you be glad you played it safe, or will you wish you'd taken the risk? Make decisions from the perspective of the person you want to become, not the person you're afraid you are. Your anxiety isn't your enemy, it's your wake-up call. It's your soul saying, this isn't working anymore. It's your authentic self fighting to break free from who you've been pretending to be. The healing isn't about becoming anxiety-free. It's about becoming so connected to your life, to others, to yourself, that anxiety becomes just another sensation, not your entire identity. You're not broken, you're not weak, you're not too sensitive. You're a human being living in an insane world, trying to make sense of it all while your nervous system is on constant high alert. But you can heal, not by eliminating anxiety, but by reconnecting with what actually matters, by taking small practical actions, by choosing love over fear. by expressing what needs to be expressed, by living in your actual life instead of your anxious thoughts about your life. Start today. Start with one thing. Start where you are. Your anxiety has been trying to tell you something all along. Maybe it's time to listen. Maybe it's time to heal. Maybe it's time to actually live your life instead of being afraid of it. The choice, as always, is yours. What are you going to choose?